water, and the mango farmers are in a bit of trouble because it's stunting the growth of their mangoes. Also, if you go south from here, it's a rice growing area, serious rice growing area, and what you need for rice, especially if you were having 3 crops a year, I think they could squeeze 4 actually, but you need lots of water, lots of rain. So in Pombardo the last few days we've had no water in our water system, and I asked Rose, they're very laid back people here, I said, Rose, have you thought about calling the water company and asking them why we have no water? She said, not really. She said it'll come back in a while. They were just so laid back here. I said, well, it'd be nice to know, because I'm actually OCD, and so I clean everything several times a day, not several times a week, and I wash my stuff as I wear it. And of course, if I come back from the beach, I've been swimming, my beach outfit and myself with caked in salt. Then I come back at 5 o'clock and have a shower. But we've got sort of plastic dustbins full of water. It's a contingency for this, but we're even running out of that. But the good news, and my plants, because I'll take you around, not on this video, but I'll take you around and show you where I live, at my vertical apartment, and I've got lots and lots of plants, because both Rose and I are really into plants, and I haven't, because there's been no rain, they're getting dried out, and I can't really spare the water, which I could normally, I thought it was a big piece of coral, it's actually a piece of plaster. Now, this is my place I use, cabana. Now, there's a very nice lady who has these cabanas, and some at the back that they rent out. Now, I've been coming down here, of course, at silly o'clock, because I'm the only person down here. But I met the owner's son, who's a very nice young guy. He said, look, can I pay you for using your cabana? Is it okay to use the cabana? He said, no, you don't need to pay us, because we don't get many bookings for 4 AM. So, as long as you leave, I will tell you if there's any early deaths, but as long as you leave as you do around 7 o'clock, no, go ahead, fill your boots. We're happy to have you down here. And I thought, well, I have to do something to pay them back. So I'm picking up coral. I collect bits of coral in my garden. So I start cleaning up. Because although they're officially closed, people come down here, get drunk, throw all their rubbish around, despite the fact that each cabana, as you can see there at the background, is a big rice sack, which is a rubbish thing, but that, I suppose when you're drunk it doesn't occur to you to use that, and they do all sorts of naughtiness down here. Officially the cabanas close at, I don't know, 7 o'clock I think, 7 PM. You get crowds of people down here, sometimes all night, and all sorts of naughtiness goes on, and all rubbish and cigarette ends and stuff like that. And so I clean up, sometimes just around my cabana, and other times everywhere. They have a cleaner who comes down here, and the owner came down and said, David, you don't need to clean up, we have a cleaner. I said, yeah, but it's my way of saying thank you for letting me use the place. He said, well, you don't need to, and please stop, because our cleaner, although it won't happen, our cleaner is scared we're going to sack him because you're doing it for free. He says there's no chance of that, but you don't need to do it. You're actually a guest and you're a foreigner, and we're not used to foreigners coming down and cleaning the beach. Anyway, there we go. So I'm getting near the stage. Well, I'll walk around a little bit more because this is owned by one family, this area, including this very big cabana, which you could have about 30 people in there, have a private party, and people do hire it for, family party, or companies bring their workers down to thank them for doing a good job, whatever. And as you can see, it's quite spacious in there. It's got tables and chairs, and I think that costs, my cabana costs 350 pesos a day. You could hire it for half a day. This is one I really like, this sort of one up on stilts, because you could have a quiet liaison up there and also see the sea and everything. And they also have cabanas over the road in a very nice garden. It's a beautiful area. Now this cabana, this beach, is owned by a fishing cooperative, very nice people, and you can come down here and hire tables and chairs and rubber rings for your kids to go out on, and this is presided over by what I call the King of the Beach, who is a slightly nutty, that's pot calling the kettle black, but slightly nutty Filipino guy with a very loud motorbike and lots of jewellery. He's always trying to fix me up with girlfriends. And I'm not that keen to have one, really. Tables and chairs for rent, donation pay, any for amount maintenance this area. So give a donation. I don't know what to give. And it's 50 pesos, less than $1 a day for one of these rubber rings, which doesn't sound very much, but it's quite a lot for some families. You get people coming down from the hills and come down for the day, get a table and chairs, have a picnic. So it's high tide, but I'm going to try and walk around to the next beach, which is, there are 4 beaches. So mine is number 1, we'll say, and this is number 2. And then you come round to a monstrosity called the King Kangaroo, which started out as a restaurant. Then the guy decided, it's an Australian guy and his Filipino wife, he decided he'd expand, and he actually built down past the high water mark, which is illegal, and it blocks locals from walking along the water line, which is their right, to go to other beaches. So he's sort of expanded out and out and out. The fishing cooperative have complained, but obviously money talks, and so nothing's done about it. And it now is a restaurant, a bar, discotheque, knocking shop, all sorts of stuff. And of course, all the houses around here are mainly owned by fishermen, who are folk who get up very, very early and go to bed very, very early as well. And so they have motorbikes racing around these narrow streets, and well, basically you can't do anything about it. He's also encroached on the beach where, if I can get round, beach where they actually store the bigger fishing boats and lay out their nets after they come in to dry in the sun. But the king kangaroos has stolen a bit of that as well, and it actually doesn't blend in with the Feedery, the coastline here. And well, anyway, that's like everywhere else, money talks, they do nothing about him and his wife. Okay, there's a slipway here, and here is the beach where the boats are, and the fish traps. They put out fish traps, which are made by the father of a friend of mine, Carl, who is an expert spear fisherman. Now, I used to see him come covered head to toe in whatever rubber suits are made of, diving suits. I thought, oh, it must be because it gets cold, but it's actually because of the blasted blue miniature jellyfish. You imagine going out diving, well, snorkeling and spearfishing and getting stung for a couple of hours, so that's why they wear all this, including a rubber balaclava and everything, keep them away from these blasted jellyfish. Here we are, so I've made it. Now this is the king kangaroo, which I consider as a monstrosity. Doesn't blend in, and here's where they store the boats and dry their nets. But he's taken quite a chunk of this beach actually. Now there's a very nice building which, okay, it's modern but it's tastefully done, and that is apartments, and I one stage I considered going to live here because it's right by the beach and it's got, the upper one's got a beautiful view but quite expensive. Morning, Big Pug. Morning, how are you? You have buried your wife. You have a back problem, eh? Yeah. This is something they do here.